I really didn't have any worries that he would ever cheat on me. So I definitely don't want to fuck with someone that has a baby mama drama. When girls be like, that's my best friend, and then they're fucking with them the whole time, like, that's weird to me. Hey my babies, thanks for tuning into my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Today is going to be a chit chat slash rant with me while I do my hair. So hair edition. Yeah, I haven't worn my hair straight or straightened my hair in so long. So I straightened my hair, we talked about some topics, got into some things. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see me straighten my hair and how I go from, you know, frizzy poofed out to sleek and straight. Then keep on watching, and without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so let's get into it. I just parted my hair down the middle, and I'm actually gonna do it in fourths so it's easier to work with, because this is a lot of motherfucking hair. So I'm gonna tie you up like that, and a little knot. I'm just gonna start from the back, part a little section off, and I wish I had a clip, but I don't. So just gonna be, oh fuck, I thought I had a clip somewhere, this little bad boy. That'll work like that. All right, boom. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, because I've been seeing like this question pop up a few times. Basically people having arguments about would they stay with a cheater, or like if they were in a relationship and they were cheated on, fuck, just burn myself, would they stay? I honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I haven't stayed with someone that has cheated on me before. So yeah, not saying that's good, but I feel like it's just reality. Like, people cheat. I'm not saying it's okay, and I'm not saying now that I would, but it honestly just depends on the situation. It depends on the person. Is this a reoccurring thing? Do I think it's like a character thing, or do I think it's you know, a mistake? People make mistakes, and I just feel like it depends on the situation mostly. So I'm not gonna say, yeah, I would stay. Like, who cares if they're cheating? No, it's like, I do care. But yeah, it just depends. A lot of times I feel like social media can make you feel, or like, especially when you see celebrities and other people like staying in relationships after they've been cheated on, but it's kind of like, you don't know their situation, you don't know what's happening behind closed doors, you don't know what the other person was doing. There's just so many factors that I feel like we don't know and we won't know. But for me, it honestly just depends on the situation, how remorseful they are, who the person was, you know. Like, if you did some really foul shit, like some unforgivable type of shit, had a baby, you know, something like that, something very extreme, like how long have we been together? I just feel like there's so many factors to just lean one way or the other. And I feel like anyone who says that, you know, that if someone cheats on them that they're just gonna leave, it doesn't sound believable to me. And I could be wrong. Like, they could say, you know, any sign of cheating whatsoever and I'm out, which is like good for you if you're that strong. But I just feel like it's not realistic. Like, I don't know, but who am I? I also haven't been in a relationship in like 2 years. Like, my last real relationship was in 2018, and it's like, I really didn't have any worries that he would ever cheat on me. Like, none at all. I had absolutely no worry at all. I did trust him 100% as far as relationships, or I mean as far as the whole cheating thing would go. So I never even had a worry that he would do that to me. And I don't think that was me being naive, because I have been naive in relationships and especially situationships before. But just the type of like man that he was super sweet, or he is super sweet, super caring. I feel like he was honest. So I never had that. Now relationships before that, totally different story. Like if anything, I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest and transparent with you guys, but I was very young and very naive, and I feel like at first I didn't know, but after a while it's kind of like I knew. I'm not going to say I didn't care, but the guys that I was dating like before that, it was kind of like I knew they were temporary relationships, and it's like I knew I didn't want to be with them in the long run. And I know that can sound like really bad, because it's like, bitch, why are you staying with someone that you know you don't want to be with? But again, I was young, not saying that was an excuse, but that's just reality. Like, you don't think straight when you're young, most of the time. Especially young girls. We just get so consumed and wrapped up in a boy, because it's probably not a man, a boy, and you just think that, you know, I don't know, but it's like I always knew I wasn't going to stay with them, and they, you know, that they just didn't have the qualities and a man that I would want to, like, spend my life with, and, you know. But most times, like, it was like, wow, I'm being really honest with you guys today, but most of the times it was like I was getting something in return. like when I was in college, my junior year, I was dating this guy, and he wasn't the best boyfriend. I know he lied a lot, but he also bought me a lot of things. I didn't smoke at that time. I think I had already stopped smoking, but he would always have weed. He would always have weed, and my roommates loved him. Because he would always bring weed. And he cooked. So he would literally stay over. We were basically living together. But he was always like working. So he would be gone a lot, and I would do my thing and hang out with my friends and go out and party and whatever. He would come home, he would make dinner, he would clean up. He was like cleaner than me. And then he would have weed. So it's like, and he would like, it wasn't like I had to buy all the groceries and then he would come and cook for us. Like, no, he would literally bring the groceries and cook and then clean up after. It was like perfect. Now, he did have infidelity issues, but it was like, I did care at first, obviously, and then it was just kind of like, you know what, I know we're not going to be together forever. I'm having fun, you're having fun. It was just a good time. And then me and my roommate, we were living in like the 4-bedroom type of thing, but then both of our roommates ended up moving out at some point. So it just ended up being us. So we would have kickbacks, we would have wine night and movie night, where, you know, we would hang out, invite people over. It was just a fun time. Like, it was fun. And then after a while, I kind of just got over that, and it wasn't fun for me anymore. So I basically kicked him out, and we broke up, and that was that. Also with him, like, when I'm talking to someone that I really like, I want to bring them around my family. Like, almost every guy that I've dated has been around my family, and that's just because, like, I'm really close with my cousins, and especially back then we used to have like a lot of family functions and hang out. So I would bring them around. Like, we would even go and sleep over at my cousin's house just to go and party, like, for the weekend. And my family lives like an hour away. They're still in Virginia, but it's just, you know, it's not a short drive. I forgot where I was even going with that. Wow, Jazz, really? I was really focused on my hair for a second. Yeah, so, yeah, we were really close. Like, he met my family. We just had like a lot of ties together. He got along with my family, and it was just, you know, so we had been through some drama actually. Maybe I'll do like a story time on that. But yeah, so it was like we were extremely close, and I met his family, obviously. I would watch his nieces and nephews, like for his sister. I just really enjoyed that relationship, you know, initially. Like, I love kids, and obviously I didn't want kids, but it was just nice because we would like watch his nieces and nephews together and eat together. He would cook and clean, and we'd watch movies and go out and spend money, and it was just good for what it was. He was just trifling. He was just too trifling for me to stay with him, so we ended up breaking up, and yeah, that was that. But yeah, all that to say, just initially, is that I think whether you stay with a cheater or not depends on the situation. Like, I would never want to go through that situation again. It was good at the time, but it's just not something that I'm interested in anymore. But yeah, hopefully I won't have to deal with any like cheating, scandalous situations in my future relationships. But never say never, because I would hate for God to humble me and, you know, put me right back in that situation. So speaking of like situations and things that you will and will not tolerate, I just wanted to talk about like deal breakers, because I remember someone asked me that before, and I kind of like wasn't sure. Like, do you guys just know your deal breakers, or like had that happen? Was it like someone did something and then you realized like, oh no, this is a deal breaker, and then like from that point forward you just didn't deal with that anymore? Like, I'm curious. I want to have a chat about it, because off the top of my head I really don't know any. Like, I have things that I do and do not like, but I feel like I'm such an understanding person that it's like, depending on what it is, I can almost always see the other side of like why someone did the things that they do, or, you know, which is not always a good thing, because it's like, I feel like people get passes for things that they should not have a pass for, and sometimes people take advantage of my ability to understand multiple sides of a situation. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that I am 100% in control of my emotions, and that I don't get mad, you know, when things don't go my way, because I do. I get pissed, I get irritated. I do have a bad habit of saying mean things, and like when I'm in the moment, because it's very hard for me to express my emotions, so I just immediately go to like, fuck you, you're blocked, you're trash, you know, which is not good. And I'm not bragging, like, I'm not proud of it. It's something that I'm working on, but it's hard. Like with anything, you have to work at it. But yeah, like I remember I was talking to this guy, and he, like, I met him out, and we never actually like went out on a date or anything. We were just like always in the talks of it. And then I hadn't talked to him like in a while, and he ended up messaging me like, oh, I had to something like for my kid or something. And I was just kind of like, kid? Not that it was like an issue, but it was just because we hadn't actually went on a date or anything. So it was like, I didn't know, and it's not really something that you just say randomly. I don't know, but I think I got busy or something, and we don't talk all the time, so it was like a random thing. And he was kind of like, oh, was that a deal breaker for you? And I was like, no. Like, I really don't. I have a problem with, this is something separate, but I have a problem with going into things just knowing that they're temporary. Like, oh, you're cool, and I want to get to know you, and, you know, we have fun or whatever, but it's just, we probably won't get married. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, because I don't take a lot of things serious. But for me, it was just kind of like, I know I don't want to be with someone long term that already has a kid. But it wasn't a deal breaker, because I'm like, I don't know you like that. I'm just getting to know you, so it doesn't really bother me that you have a kid. But it's just at the same time, it probably won't go any further, because I require a lot of attention, and if you already have a child, I would hope that that would be where your main efforts are going, because it's like, if not, then what kind of parent, what kind of dad are you? So yeah, I guess that could be kind of a deal breaker. I've actually talked to guys, multiple guys that have had kids. Woo, and I don't really like that. Yeah, unless, like, the most recent guy that I talked to that had kids, his kid lived with their mom, like far, far away. So it wasn't like I had to like deal with it or anything. So yeah, I guess that's why it just depends on the situation, you know. But I feel like that's everything. I always say it depends on the situation, because I genuinely feel like it does. And then it's a hard enough time dating or talking to niggas that are still like fucking with or dealing with their ex. So I definitely don't want to fuck with someone that has a baby mama drama. No, I'm too young for that, and it's just stress that I don't need. Like, no thanks. But comment below some deal breakers that you have, if you have any, or if you don't, say you don't. And then also I want to know how you came to that. Like, did you talk to someone that made you set those standards, or was it just something that you've always or was it just something that you always knew? Like, I'm curious, let me know. Sorry guys, I wanted to rearrange my camera because I feel like I don't know, it's cutting the top of my head off, which it still kind of is, but I feel like this might be a little better. Anyways, what I was going to talk about was basically like liking more than one person at a time. Like, you know, like you go through the talking stage when you first meet someone, and then everything kind of just like starts moving from there. And I feel like there's not always a conversation at a certain point, like when you aren't really sure if you just want to talk to them, and then maybe you're still talking to other people, or maybe you're already talking to someone but it's not serious, and you meet someone else, and it's like, what do you guys think about liking more than one person at a time? Like, have you ever been in that situation where it's like you just like two people at once? I feel like it's very possible. I feel like I've been there, done that more than once actually. It's like, could be kind of fun at first, because it's like, oh, I'm being single, I'm hanging out, I'm living life, and then it's like one day you just like two people at once, and it's like not even that you like one more than the other. It's kind of like they just both have different things to offer, but you're just stuck, because what are you supposed to do? I guess if one of them steps up and makes you like your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the case is, then that's kind of making your decision for you. But I've been in situations where I genuinely liked two people equally at the same time, and maybe I should do a story time with it. They both found out, and actually that was a long time ago. I don't even remember how they found out. I just remember one of them calling me like, oh, do you like so-and-so? And I was like, huh? And I felt like it was a setup, because it was just too random for it not to be. But I also didn't want to lie, so I was like, you know, I'm probably already caught anyway, so let me just say yes. And I did, and then yeah, he hung up. He was pissed. They almost had a fight. I wasn't even there, but apparently they were like together. This was years ago, by the way, but it was like, I used to come home for the summers, and okay, basically, if you don't know, my dad was military. I was born in Virginia. My family lives in Virginia, like my cousins, all of that. So like during the summers, I would come home and like, you know, talk to the locals. And yeah, I just ended up talking to I ended up talking to two of them. And it was like, I wasn't here all the time. So, I mean, what do you want me to do? I just come home, have fun. And it wasn't like I was like doing things with both of them. It was just like, I would just hang out and link up and, you know, chill. But yeah, funny situation. Anyways, I definitely think it is possible to like more than one person at a time. It could be a sticky situation, but it's just like I can't even give advice on what to do in those types of situations because I genuinely don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, do you give one an ultimatum? Do you tell them about each other? Do you just write it out and see what happens? Like, I really don't know what's the best option. So I don't know, but if you guys find out, let me know, please. Also, on that topic, I feel like if no one is locking you down and, you know, coming straight out and saying like, you know, I really like you and I want you to be my girlfriend or boyfriend, then it's kind of like, I'm gonna do what I want up until that point. And that's just how it is, because it's like, why would I cut off my hoe or hose for someone that hasn't, you know, officially made it official? Because it's like even myself, like it's not like I'm waiting around for someone to like ask that, because like I don't know if I want to be in a relationship right now either, because clearly you're not offering me or giving me everything that I want in a relationship or out of a person. So it's like I'm gonna get that from somewhere else, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, it's just like, if someone is giving you everything that you could have asked for, and I'm not saying just me being spoiled, I just mean in general, like as far as like a person that you're dealing with, everything that you would like in a relationship or whatever, if they were giving you that, you wouldn't need to seek, or you wouldn't even want to hang out or, you know, entertain anyone else, I feel like. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. And honestly, that usually comes from just being in situationships. Like, I'm a habitual situationshipper.
What?
Like, I enjoy the talking stage. I enjoy going out and the butterflies and the texting and just like that initial feeling of meeting someone new. It's like addicting. And it's very light and fun usually. I mean, after a while I feel like it gets just as toxic, if not worse, than being in a relationship with someone. But the initial feeling is like unmatched, because, you know, they're trying to win you over, and it's just very light and fun and cutesy. At least that's how I feel. And it's just like perks. Like, no real commitment or attachment usually. It's just, you know, we're getting to know each other. And I have been in some very bad situationships where it's like well, I mean, if you don't know what a situationship, it's basically the in-between stage of like being in a full-blown relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, and just talking. And it's a horrible place to be in after a while, but it's like you can get so stuck because like you're getting everything that you need without having the title. So it's like, why switch it up? But the only thing about that is it can get messy when real feelings start to develop, and, you know, people are doing things and saying things that you don't agree with, and it's kind of like, well, I can't really say much because we're not dating, but also we've been rocking for this long and doing these things together, so why don't I have a say in how you're moving, you know? It's like people want to have a say without actually being fully committed, and that's a gray area. That's where it gets messy sometimes. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like, I used to be all for situationships because it's like I was that person that would be like, well, we're not dating. And I've had people say that to me too, but it's like a cop-out basically. Like, yeah, we're not dating, but bitch, you know how we're rocking, you know. And then also with that, you get comfortable. Like, you just get super comfortable with being with that person and having like an understanding and not having to move past that. So being comfortable is always the easiest thing to do, even if you don't see it going anywhere long term, or, you know, just get comfortable. And and then you don't have to always completely start over with someone because that person's always there. Or if you do start over and it doesn't work out, you still have them, you know. And I know that kind of sounds bad, and I'm not just saying it from my point of view. Like, both parties usually feel that way. So, you know, it's not like a one-sided thing. I think both people have their flaws when it comes to like how long you stay in a situationship or why you're in a situationship in the first place. And I have a really bad habit of not letting things go. Like earlier I was saying I'm very forgiving, or I'm not forgiving, I'm very understanding. So it's like I might understand and I might forgive you. Not saying I do this on purpose, but it's just like I can't forget. And that's so cliche, like I forget but I don't forget, but it's genuinely true. Like if you do something really foul to me, I'm gonna always, I don't want to say always see you like that unless you just do something to make me feel 100% secure. But it's like, alright, I'm gonna still fuck with you, but at the end of the day, I know what you did. Like, I remember what you did, and you're not low, you're not gonna get me like that again. And if you do, I'm not gonna give a fuck because I already, you know, I have that in my head. So I'm also working on that. But it's just really hard for me to like separate what someone has done to me from their character, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't think you're a total bad person, but also I cannot trust you. I just can't. And you know, I still love you or whatever the case is, but I just don't trust you. And now every time I look at you or have random flashbacks about what you did, I'm gonna just remember like, oh yeah, this is why I'm not really gonna fuck with this nigga, you know. I also wanted to just talk about like not only relationships and situationships, but friendships. Like friendships can be toxic just as much as a relationship, if not worse, because you're my friend. Like, you're supposed to have, I kind of hold you to a higher standard than that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had plenty of toxic friendships. Like, I'm not even trying to be like cocky or funny, but I've had a lot of friends that weren't really my friend, and they were just using me for what I could do for them. And I've had, like, my dad being military and me moving around so much, it kind of made me look at friendships as, what's the word, as replaceable, as disposable. That's the word I'm looking for. As disposable. It's like, I mean, if you do one thing to me that I don't like, I'm out. I'm not your friend no more, even if we were besties. Because it's like, I'm gonna move in a few years, or there's so many people in the world, I'll just find another friend. And I feel like that could be negative and positive, because you don't want people to feel like they can walk all over you. But at the same time, like, it's good to be forgiving, and I feel like if you can talk things through, you know, give them another shot. I did have like one of my closest, bestest friends from daycare. Literally, my grandma owned a daycare. She was her very first child in that daycare, and me and her were best friends. Like, even when I moved around, we were friends. We would talk on the phone for hours. When I come back, she would stay with me, I would stay with her, and it's like an every night type of thing. And then we got older, and I learned how to drive, and I had my car. We would see boys together, and we would have parties together. Like, this girl was my best friend. And all throughout the years, she would do some shady shit to me. Like, she was like that type of friend, you know, those type of friends that like act funny when other girls or like guys come around, especially, like just try to shade you or say shit to make you look bad. And I'm just like, bitch. But because she was my oldest friend, my friend from daycare, and we used to say, what do we used to call each other? Diaper days, I don't know, something like that. Like, literally, when my grandma used to change her diapers with mine. Yeah, we were best friends. I brought her around my family, like I was saying earlier, like with my cousins. Me and my cousins are really close, and we hang out a lot. So, you know, even she became close with them too. Like, we all were like cousins. She was really close to my cousins, and some of them still talk to her to this day. It's like, no. But she was just trash. Like, she was a horrible friend. She did plenty of shit to me over the years that I kind of like just let go, because she was my oldest friend and I just had a soft spot for her. But then the last straw was like she basically tried to snitch on me to a guy that I was talking to at the time. Long situation, I mean long story, but anyways, yeah, she tried to tell the guy, or not even try, she told the guy that I was talking to at the time about something that I had did or something, like was snitching on me. And I'm like, you're supposed to be my best friend, why are you even communicating with like a guy that I'm dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So I just remember and this was something that only she would know, so it wasn't like I didn't know it was her. Like, and I think if I remember correctly that he told me it was her. Like, he was like, oh yeah, she told me that you did this or that you guys were here or something like that. And I'm like, what? Are you for real? And I just remember, like, I texted her a long ass message. Actually, I don't even think it was a long message. I think it was just like, bitch, you're fucking trash, you always been jealous, fuck you, don't ever talk to me again, you're blocked. And I blocked her, and she was blocked, you know, until I got a new phone. We still don't talk to this day. And this is probably like 2015, 2016. But yeah, she's not blocked my phone, but I don't have her number because I got a new phone. But yeah, we didn't talk after that. Very sad. Not really. But yeah, friends have always been like a disposable thing to me, and I kind of look at my relationships the same way. Not super healthy, but reality. All right, sorry guys, I was moving really slow and I have other things that I wanted to do today, so I was like, okay, let me finish half of my head and then I'll come back to you guys, you know, now. So I'm back, and yes, so back into the video. On another note, Valentine's Day is coming up while we're talking about all these topics. Are you guys single on Valentine's Day? Like, what's the move? I know I'm gonna be single on Valentine's Day, so I don't even remember, I don't remember the last time that I had like a boyfriend on Valentine's Day, but I mean, I feel like that's really like doesn't matter anymore. It's like if you have someone cool. Even though I've been single, I also haven't spent Valentine's Day alone, if that makes sense. So and not even like that, but I'm saying like I'll go on a date or something, like I'm still usually doing something, so it really doesn't bother me. And actually, a few years ago I actually had 2 dates on Valentine's Day, and that was really cool. Like I had one in the beginning of the day and then one that was like super late at night, and we went to dinner both times. And one was like a guy that was like I was getting to know, another was just a guy that I was like I had talked to, and I don't even think we were like actively talking. He was just like, let me take you on Valentine's Day, and I was like, don't you have, like, I'm sure you have other plans. He was like, no, I don't. And then we just went. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, being single on Valentine's Day doesn't bother me one bit. But I think it would be nice to like do something, like I want to do something special for someone else, like, you know, get you a nice gift and decorate and, you know, like make it a vibe. That's the only thing that I would enjoy doing eventually, but don't want to rush it. I'd rather be single than miserable, because I have been actually in a relationship and not had a good Valentine's Day. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to make a video for you guys though, about things that you can do when you're single on Valentine's Day. So this will be up not way before, but before. But if you're watching this in the next few days, you should see that video. So turn on your post notifications if you haven't already. Like, comment, and subscribe, and that way you won't miss when I post. Randomly, so I did realize that I'm growing out of my apartment. If you don't know, right now I live by myself in a 1-bedroom. It is really nice. Like, I really like this apartment complex, and I really, really enjoy living by myself. And I think, like, you know, so basically I had a roommate before, and we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in a different complex, and then, you know, obviously that didn't work out, so I ended up moving to a different complex and to a 1-bedroom. So I downsized because, long story short, I did have a roommate with a 2-bedroom, and then she ended up moving out, so I got both of the bedrooms to myself for like the last few months of our lease or whatever. So I really have 2-bedroom worth of stuff, and I moved into a 1-bedroom. So it was cool at first, but I'm just really outgrowing this apartment, and I know it's just me, and you know, some people could be like, well, maybe you should go through your stuff and throw it away, but it's like, no, I know what it is, and I need everything. I do need to go through my clothes and shit, but it's just, it's not majority clothes that's taking up space in my apartment. It's just everything, like things in general. And then I have my business, so that is taking up a lot of stuff with like inventory and printers. And my next door neighbor did give me a free computer desk, so shout out to you. And like, I just need more space, and I don't like that everything is all in my room. Like, I want to have like an office inventory, you know, type area in one room, and then have my bedroom in another. I feel like that will make me more productive as well. So I think when my lease is up in June, I think it's in June, I'm going to try to see if I can get a 2-bedroom, but I do want to stay in my apartment complex because I actually love it here and they treat me really well. But I'm just over it. Like, I just need more space. And I was like, I don't want to, like, I still haven't even finished like really decorating my apartment, and I don't really want to add anything extra because I don't have space. And if I'm going to move this year, I feel like it's no point. Like, I might buy a few things. Like, I do want a super big full-length mirror for my room, so I'll probably, you know, still get that. But I just don't want to go OD with buying more stuff and then, you know, I'm just going to be moving. I'd rather wait until I move and then see what I really need or really want and just go all out, because after that I probably won't be moving anytime soon. Actually, I don't know about that, but if I move again, it will probably be like out of state or something. I know. Also with that, like, I feel like when I moved into this apartment, I like manifested it without even knowing. It was like, it was more expensive than the 2-bedroom that I moved out of. And, you know, obviously, well, I was at the same job, so it wasn't like I was making any more money. But once I moved and everything, I actually did, even though I was at the same job, I ended up making more money than I was before. And I feel like that's kind of when I started getting into like manifestation and just learning about it. It's like, I've always believed in God, so it's always been like a faith thing and like a prayer thing, which it still is. But I just think that it's also like, there's nothing wrong with calling it a different name or calling it more than one name. I feel like some people get so caught up in like the fact that it's manifestation that they don't really realize, you know, they've been doing it all along, or that it's the same thing as having faith and just praying for what you want. And yeah, I want to know, I know it's like a bigger thing now, more so now, you know, than it ever has before. But I definitely want to manifest a bigger apartment. You know, I do want a new car as well. I'm not in a rush about the new car. I really genuinely want a bigger apartment. Like, if it's more so actually for the space, because it's not like I don't have a nice apartment. I love my apartment. I just really genuinely need more space for the things that I want to do. I'm not really concerned about a new car. Like, a new car would be nice, but I'm not going to force it because I do not have a car payment right now. So, you know, I don't want to just be adding on bills. Speaking of bills, adulting is not all it cracked up to be. Now, honestly, I would rather be an adult than a child. Like, I don't miss, like, some people will be like, oh, I'd rather be a kid again, but I don't have to worry about bills. And I'm just like, absolutely not. Like, I do not miss being a kid at all. But adulting does have its hard days when you have to do adult things and worry about adult issues. It can be a little much. But That's what we all wanted, right? What do you guys think about having like friends of the opposite sex? It's like when you're in a relationship, or even if you're not, like, do you have like real guy friends that don't try to pull up on you, or is it like friends like, that's my best friend but we really fucking type of thing? Let me know, because I have a lot of guy friends, and that's mostly because my senior year of college, I lived with 3 other girls, and we lived in a duplex type of situation. So it was 4 of us on the top house, like apartment, and then underneath it was 4 guys, and we all ended up becoming like really cool. And so they just became my guy friends, like even after I graduated and everything. Well, obviously, like that whole year we lived together. Like they would come upstairs and hang out, we would go downstairs and hang out, we would have wine night and game night, and just, you know, we would go out together, we would eat together. It was like a family, honestly. So we just all got like really close. Everyone doesn't keep in contact all the time, but 3 out of 4 of them I talk to like regularly, and they just became like my real guy friends. Like I tell them about guys, they tell me about girls, we can go out together. It's like a good time, and I feel like it's okay to have, you know, friends of the opposite sex, especially if you guys have that boundary where you just know it's nothing. Not saying that like they aren't attractive, but it's just like once you get to a certain level of friendship, I feel like everyone just knows like there's certain lines that shouldn't and won't be crossed. So like the guys that I talk to, like if I'm talking to someone, they will know about them, and I don't care if we all like were to do something together, like, you know, like go out or something together, because I'm not messing with any of them. But some guys, you know, can be a little like best friend, but I mean, I really don't call any of them my best friends, because we're not like we're not like besties, you know, on that level, but we're like really close friends. Like we FaceTime, we text, we go out together. So, but I do hate when girls be like, that's my best friend, and then they're fucking with them the whole time. Like that's weird to me, and I don't do shit like that. So like whoever I'm dealing with doesn't ever have to worry about me messing with one of my guy friends, if that's, you know, all I'm saying that it is. But I feel like it's good to have, you know, friends of the opposite sex sometimes. You know, it gives you a different perspective. Like sometimes I'll even ask them like, oh, like this happened with me and so, like, do you think I'm tripping, or like, is he really playing, like what do you think? And they'll tell me the real, like, no, he's playing you, or no, I feel like he's a good guy, you know, things like that. So I think it's really good to have friends of the opposite sex, as long as, like I said, you guys have that boundary. Because there are some guys that will claim to be your friend, and then they try to pull up on you, and it makes it awkward. Because I have had that plenty of times with like different people, and that's just horrible. Like I hate that. I'm like, why did you even put me in that situation? Because now I have to cut you off. You know? And not even like cut you off completely, but I just can't fuck with you how I was fucking with you before. Feel me? You know what I mean? So, on another random note, I'm just kind of talking about what's popping into my head. But, one thing I don't like, or one thing that like makes me uncomfortable, is like being around people that constantly self-criticize. Like, it's I'm trying to think of an example. Like people, those people that kind of like want to pick on themselves before someone else picks on them. And I'm not saying it's 100% their fault, because I get it. It's like, you know, you might have low self-esteem, or you're just trying to protect yourself. But I don't think they realize like how uncomfortable it can make other people. And not saying, you know, it's your job to make other people comfortable, but it's just also not healthy or good for yourself either. And that's the only reason why I'm saying that, is like when they like eat, I'm so fat, or I'm trying to think of like a good example, because I've seen it, like this girl that I used to work with, she would just always make a point to talk about herself, like in front of everyone, and it was just uncomfortable. Like I wanted to like pull her aside one day and talk to her, like, girl, it's not, like, don't do that, it's not good, it makes other people uncomfortable, I'm sure it makes you uncomfortable. It's like, even if that's how you felt, oh, I don't even know, I feel like sometimes it's like a sympathy thing, like, oh, I'm gonna say I'm fat so that other people can tell me I'm skinny. It's like, if you have an issue with yourself, either make an effort to fix it or embrace it. Like, you only have 2 options, but you bringing it up and like bringing it to the light and throwing it in everyone's face isn't gonna do anyone any favors. Like, it's not gonna help anyone. Or like when people can't take a compliment, like, it's one thing if you have, like, someone's like, oh my god, you're so pretty, I love your makeup, and you're like, ew, no, it's ugly. Okay, then it's ugly. Like, and I'm not saying, because I know we all are guilty of doing it, like, you know how you like to look and you know what you normally look like. So if I didn't have time to straighten my hair fully and it's a little frizzy, and someone's like, I like your hair, I'll be like, girl, thank you, it's a little frizzy right now. You know, it's like, I wouldn't be like, ew, no, I hate my hair, because obviously I still came out. I still feel like I'm cute, but it's just a fact. Like, my hair gets frizzy, so if it's frizzy, it's fucking frizzy. I just don't like when people like can't take a compliment and they just make it uncomfortable. Because I'm like, oh girl, you look really pretty today, and they're like, ew, no, I look fucking hideous. What am I supposed to say after that? Like, oh no, you really do look, you actually do look pretty. I just feel like it puts everyone in a weird, uncomfortable position, and it's not healthy for yourself. It's not cute to not be able to take a compliment. Like, even if you don't 100% believe it, at least say thank you. But don't just come out the gate fucking downing yourself. It's kind of rude to the person that's giving you a compliment as well, because they're going to be like, alright, never doing that again. Like, she didn't even say thank you. She was just trying, like, fishing for more compliments or something. I don't know. I feel like it could be a variety of different reasons of why people do it, but I just had to put that out there. Like, I hate when people do that. If you're going to do that or on something, at least say thank you. Like, that's the least you could do. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, comment below your opinion on that. By the way, this is just my opinion, so everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has an asshole. So if you don't like it, that's okay. We can still be friends. By the way, I've been thinking of like a name for my supporters, because I'm going up in subscribers. Okay, I think I'm at 40, and 40 is a lot because I started at fucking 0. So I love you guys, and I feel like because I call you guys my babies, that we might as well just be a family. I don't know if that's kind of corny. I don't give a fuck. If I really like it, I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, you know, like, join my family, join our family. How do you guys feel about that? Because I think I'm kind of feeling it. I'm almost done with this hair, thank God. This video is probably gonna be long as fuck, so I'm sorry in advance if you just came to see how I straighten my hair. I mean, I didn't go into detail or anything, so if you made it this far to almost the end of the video, comment a purple heart in the comments. And, you know, if they didn't watch it all the way, they're not gonna know what the hell we getting purple hearts for. So if you're gang, if you're family, comment a purple heart, so I know who actually listened to my entire rant. Because if you did, you're a real one. And if you didn't, what are you doing? Yeah, this is a process, you guys. A process. The only good thing about straightening your hair is, like, It's easier to maintain. Like I don't have to do it every day like when my hair is curly. And it usually lasts me for a while, as long as it doesn't get ruined like rain, or lately it's been snowing here, which I'm so tired of snow. I'm over snow. I don't enjoy snow. It's pretty to look at, but it's just so much. Like the roads are slippery, it's dangerous, it's freezing. I hate feeling like I'm stuck. Like even if I'm not going anywhere, the snow like traps you, basically. I think next time I'm probably gonna ask you guys on Instagram for some topics that you would want to know about, or that you'd want me to talk about, give my opinion on. So if you're not following me already, you need to follow me, because not only do I post bomb pictures, but I post, you know, when I'm having a YouTube video, and you see my life on the daily. I just got back active on Instagram, so you know, I'll be up there more, and that way you can see me all the time. But yeah, it should be at the bottom of the screen. It's definitely in the description, but just in case you don't like to read, I'm gonna give it to you anyways. So follow me on Instagram at JazKills, JazKills. Yeah, and then if you go and do that, you might as well just like all my pictures, because why not? Show me some love. I might show you some love. Like, let's be friends. I'm gonna talk to you guys, because after all, we're gonna be a family, or we are a family. Okay, period. Okay, am I the only person who likes day 2 straight hair better? It's like when I first do it, it's like very fresh, and it's not really like laying every which way that it's supposed to, but we get there. Okay, we definitely get there. So tonight I'm gonna wrap it. Tomorrow it'll be fresh and fleeky and drippy. She's still sitting though. What? She's still stiff wear. Stiff wear.
Stiff wear. Woo! Stiff wear.
Sorry, no. But yeah, I miss straight hair me. I haven't had straight hair in a long ass time. This is my straight hair, you guys. I know I didn't really talk much about what I was doing with my straight hair, but I just really wanted to chat and chit chat with y'all. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my chit chat rant / hair edition. Straighten my hair with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't. I don't see why you wouldn't, but if you didn't like it, don't thumbs it up. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to another video. Thanks for tuning in to another video. I love you, my babies. Thank you for supporting me, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.